frame, but you just said that you're going to go back because you don't know how long it's going to last. So in your mind, you truly already feel like I have been defeated. So I don't know how long this shit is going to last. So I'm going to go back. I just don't know when. That's just like with drinking. That's just like with everything. When you have a temper, I know I need to change because I keep doing shit. I keep fucking shit up. I really don't. If you know you need, then you need to do something about it. You need to ask someone to help you. You need to figure out. If you can't do it yourself, ask someone. I'm not saying it has to be me as a life coach. I'm not saying it has to be me as a hypnotherapist or a speaker. I'm saying you just have to have someone that believes in you unbiasedly and that's willing to help. But you have to be willing to help yourself by being true to who you really are. You know, a lot of people think, like I said, things are better here on earth than they've been here before. We used to have racism, blatant racism. Tap the bag. So now we do it undercover. Now we do it behind legal ramifications. Now we do it behind certain statutes and laws. It's great when you go to the store and you say to yourself, this is bullshit. This 6 foot shit social distancing. I understand some people do not want to be touched or be bothered. That's okay. It is a personal opinion. And if you don't want to be bothered or touched or whatever, it is a choice. If that's what you choose, then stand there. Stand your 6 feet away. But don't patronize me. Don't look at me like something's wrong with me. Because nothing's fucking wrong with me. Because I won't wear that goddamn mask. I don't want to wear a mask. I'm healthy. And they say, then you're putting the rest of us in jeopardy. Then I say to you, you need to truly learn about what's really going on instead of just listening. The problem is we listen to everything that goes on around us and we fail to challenge what it is. We do it on the outside of us and we do it on the inside of us. So when people start talking about cowards, so who's really the coward? Is it the person who wants to really change himself or herself, where she looks deep or he looks deep inside to start to change there? Maybe if they produce something different, they can get a different result. That's normally how things work, you know. I was asked this morning when I got up this morning at 4 something this morning, and this guy says to me, he walks past me, and he goes, "It's kind of early. You're up to having coffee." I said, "It's never really too early. We're all given 24 hours out of the day. What you do with your 24 hours is up to you. What I do with mine is up to me." I decided to get up early so I could have my coffee, so I can work out a little bit because I know I need to do something about this belly that I got. I know I need to take care of it. So I decided I needed to make a choice. I need to get the fuck up and I need to do something about it. I started doing a little exercising. And then I started thinking about it. Well, why did it get that way? Because I was fucking lazy. Not only was I lazy, I made improper choices about what I consumed to help my body to do what it needed to do. You see, we go on through life and we make presumptions about things that go on in our lives. and we take it for granted. I tell people all the time, we are a spiritual being inhabiting a human experience. We are. I love vibration. I love the water. I love nature. I try to live by universal laws, the law of oneness, the law of abundance, reap and sow. I try to live by a lot of universal laws because they're irrefutable. Irrefutable, period. I've never thrown an apple in the air and watched it fly away. I never have. I've never stuck my hand over a fire and it didn't nearly burn me. Cause and effect. We need to start living the way it is designed. People go, I wish there was a book that teach me how to live life. Well, some people will argue with you and say, the Bible will have everything you need to know. Some people say the Quran guides you to light. Some people take the Quran, the Torah, and they do things because it is the way their culture have lived for years. But because you do something for years, does it make it right? Really? Does it make it right? I mean, the Holocaust went on for a while. Did it make it right? People lost their lives over senseless bullshit. So I say, we all look at life differently. When I said things are better on earth now than ever before, right? For some of us it is. But that doesn't mean that it stops right there. They could be better. They could. Well, I suppose, like I said, it is true for some. But do you know that on this day, over about 1.7 billion people will have no access to clean water? Did you know that 1.6 billion will live without electricity? Did you know? Difficult as it is, may be to believe, 2.5 billion people, over a quarter of this planet population, will not have a toilet to use in this first quarter of the 21st century. These are more than simple inconveniences. The health hazards caused by such conditions lead to thousands of unnecessary deaths each year. And speaking of unnecessary deaths, consider this statistics: more than 650 children die of starvation every hour on this planet. Every fucking hour. Starvation. Really. While we throw away food in restaurants from Tokyo to Paris to Los Angeles, to even then will be needed to feed the children of an entire outlying third world village just for a fucking week. People don't think that way. selfish shit that we don't think. And like I said, we think we are so good with our lives. But are we doing anything to make a change? Are we changing inside any way that is going to help the masses? Are we? Even a quick overview of such numbers and the most dispassionate glance, it surely provides dismay evidence of our absolute, complete, and utter failure to grasp, much less activate, the simplest and most basic answer to the simplest and most basic question that members of any sentient species would, one would think, sooner or later have to ask. Who are you? Who do we choose to be as a species? You have to ask yourself that. What gives here? The fuck, people? What's up? What the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? What's going on with the human race that it cannot see itself, even as it looks at itself? Huh? Where is humanity's blind spot? Where's the reason for all of this? Because there has got to be a solution. And there is. And there is. People just have to make a choice. A choice. They have to make a choice to deal with whatever consequences may come, to do what's right. Sooner or later, every thinking person comes around again to this question. Is it possible? Just possible that there is something we don't fully understand about ourselves, about life, and yes, about God. The understanding of which would change every fucking thing. Everything. People say, you curse too much. I said, mind your goddamn business. Yes, there are things we all have that we have to change. And it comes from there. And then you understand why I talk about God. You understand why I say the things that I say about God. And you understand my perception, my paradigm that helps me. And there's a lot of people out there that have the same paradigm. And you're going to be surprised that there's a lot of people who you even look up to and you worship year after year who had the same paradigm. It's time to ask that question everywhere. In pews of our fucking houses of worship, in the halls of our lawmaking, in the bodies, in the boardrooms of our global corporations, and in the back rooms of our little small businesses. In the town squares of our cities, in the dining rooms of our friends, and in the homes of our families. I'm going to invite you to memorize that question and ask it whenever you go. Wherever good conversation and meaningful exchange, serious problem solving is taking place. Ask the question. People sitting there.